Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel mecaniquesportive. This is Nicola. Today I'm in Palma to present to you the new C5 Aircross. Yeah, that's it. We finally got our hands on it on the road and we're going to test how it performs. It comes in 3 versions: hybrid, plug-in hybrid like the one I have today, and fully electric. Let me know in the comments which version interests you the most. And even for all cars, what interests you the most? The simple hybrid, so the full hybrid, the plug-in hybrid like this one. With a large battery, you can nearly reach 100 kilometers in full electric mode and also have range in thermal or full electric modes. Yes, I swear I'm interested. I just want to know what you offer on the channel. We'll start with the engines. The simple hybrid has the familiar 145 horsepower 1.2-liter chain-driven engine with a new gearbox. Combined with the electric side plus the thermal side, that makes about 116 horsepower, if I'm not mistaken, in thermal, and the rest is made up by the electric. The battery is a bit bigger than a micro hybrid. It's almost become a full hybrid, but not really because it's still a small battery. Next, we have this version here with the 21 kilowatt-hour battery. Now we reach 195 horsepower. This chassis with this engine, transmission, and battery combo is the new platform from the Stellantis group. So, with 195 horsepower, 125 horsepower in full electric, and 150 horsepower. When you have the gasoline engine, it's a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder, and that's pretty nice. We'll see, of course. As usual, I'll give you a full review. We'll drain the battery from 100% to 0%, then test consumption when it's empty. That's interesting. We'll see how it goes. Go ahead and share your predictions. Here, how much range do you think it can have in full electric mode when I'm driving on a small island like this? It's advertised as up to 113 kilometers of range in the city, in the best conditions, with light braking and not exceeding 50 kilometers per hour. Anyway, you know the city, and they announced 96 kilometers of range with the new certification. Last time I told you 86 kilometers. And then we'll have 2 electric versions. The one with the small battery, 73 kilowatt hours, which has 210 horsepower, and the slightly more powerful version with the big battery from the group, 93 kilowatt hours, which has 230 horsepower, a bit more powerful, but the big battery, which can also be interesting. But what will interest us most is that this car, compared to the other vehicles from the group, is supposed to be much more comfortable. That's the Citroën standard. And based on the seats and such, it's already more comfortable. So we'll see during this test how it turns out. But Citroën is very well known for its ultra-comfortable suspension, and we'll see if that's still the case with this car. Well, we're talking about hybrids and all that, and indeed, with a hybrid, the weight increases. This toy weighs 1,874 kilo and empty, over 1,900 kilos with a full tank, and 2,109 kilos for the electric version. With the small battery, and even more with the big battery, so yeah, it does gain weight. We'll see how it handles. On the road as well, as usual, some dynamic driving, some relaxed, and so on, with all types of roads. As for the size, 4 meters 65 for this baby, 1 meter 90 wide, and 1 meter 68 high. We'll have a rather spacious trunk, and on all versions, 651 liters, which is pretty good. As you can see, we've moved up to wheels that go up to 20 inches, which is pretty nice. Here are the gray finished angles. Well, you know me, I would have preferred a car in a lighter color or something a bit more fun. There was a nice blue, but it's not available on the Piedevs today, or a more standard white. Especially as seen on the C5 Aircross, I saw a red one I like. Want to check the gauge? The fuel tank holds up to 55 liters, so I can't do a full tank test for you today. And, empty it. I'll take the car back if you're interested, or try the hybrid or electric version. Let me know in the comments which you prefer. With 20 centimeters of ground clearance here, you can go anywhere. We'll also try a rough path later. Under the hood, it's either a 1.2-liter, this 1.6-liter, or a fully electric version, all with front-wheel drive. As for the trims on the PHEVs, we'll have the Plus Max trim and also the Business trim. Today, we have a Max version. Features a light interior, extra ventilated seats, small padded bolsters, massage seats, and more. You'll see, it's brighter and looks good. The red with the interior would be perfect. Next, the electric vehicle and hybrid versions will have the U version, Max, Plus, and Business. That way, you have everything. But this one, they decided it was more targeted at people who had a bit more money with a higher-end definition. And most of the time, it's also companies that choose PHEVs. By the way, with over 1 million watching this channel each month, are you here for company cars or work vehicles? Or are you watching for your personal vehicle? I'm asking myself a lot of questions today, I'm curious. As for the turning diameter, it's 10 meters and 93, almost 11 meters between curbs. We'll also test the turning radius to see how it performs. As usual, a complete test. We have a glass roof, so it's panoramic and can be opened. This version features Level 2 driving assistance, adaptive cruise control, and lane centering. And it works pretty well, even better than before, and that's good news. What I'm going to do for you is show it to you again. Since remember, I was one of the first in the world to present it to you in the studio. I was invited to the Citroën DS Development Center, and I presented it to you. So here's what it looks like this time. Live, in real life, outside, and by the sea. So the new lighting signature now, just like we saw on the new C4, with its optical blocks and its 3 sections. And the LED integration will be 100% LED. And also a strip right here. The small clips that you can customize on the side. The lines are just for decoration, and the small squares are also just for decoration in this spot. The grille here with the chevrons that you can see, and the chevrons on the other side as well. Switch the camera to the front since we didn't get a 360 camera. The logo at the front is now much bigger. And that's something you can really see well with this white color. This strip that we often used to see at the back of cars before is now placed at the front to also make the front look wider. Small lines on the bottom, on the side skirts. So we have plastic with integrated parts like this which give an aluminum effect. It's nice. The lights are fully LED, the hood is simple, and it really depends on the angle. It still aims to be quite discreet, and it keeps its C5 Aircross look, but it really makes the old C5 Aircross look outdated. So we have the hybrid version. It's mentioned here because it says hybrid right here for these plug-in hybrid electric vehicle versions. The wheels go up to 20 inches. We'll have 18, 19, and 20-inch wheels with these large black rims, making the car look even darker. You know me, I often tell you that I like light-colored cars and so on, light-colored rims. So I probably would have chosen something a bit lighter. Here's what it looks like. I'll go back to the other side for sea view since I think it looks nice. I have some colleagues from Auto Plus over there who are doing their report. They're lucky at Auto Plus, they can afford to pay for a cameraman. So the side, here's what it looks like. The wheel arches are made of raw plastic with a pinch here, making them look bigger, adding lines, and giving the car a stance. There's a special part here that rises up at this spot to give the design a bit more strength. On the door, there's an indentation on the front that comes back over there. The fridge-style handles are simple at both the front and back. The two-tone design features a black top starting from the windows. Notably, there's no window scraper on the glass. Well, there are some here, but they're all hidden deep inside. You can see it as it is. The side mirrors are the same ones used in the group, with cameras on the sides anyway to provide a 360 camera package. Side skirts. Very, very big, quite imposing. Very simple plastic. You can see it here, right here, no patterns or anything on it, just a little finishing touch. Micro bills like that, a little micro bill style. On this side, the fuel cap, so 55 liters, and on the other side, we'll have the charging port. A little 3/4 rear shot, you know, I like those, the 3/4 rear angles. And here, there's a lot to say, especially about this whole area, where in full sunlight like this, you can really see the contrast, the lines, and everything it creates, it starts from here. There are lines that start again from here, 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 and there, and especially this light right here. That's really the most impressive thing about this car. It feels like there's a little airplane wing placed right on top of the bodywork. That's what it looks like. It's pretty stylish. You can see lines like before on the hood, plus this headlight, and even on the other side. Seen from the back, what do you think about that? That's still pretty bold coming from a brand. It's actually, nice. Full rear. Here's what it looks like. So with the C-Cross, so these 5 Aircross in white, the logo in white. The third brake light is at the top as a spoiler. Simple, aerodynamic, and square, blending into the rear with a straight cut. That also plays a role in aerodynamics, so that the airflow moves smoothly. We have a small part here that affects aerodynamics. Sometimes, just adding this plastic piece that sticks out makes a difference. That can give you 2 extra kilometers of range on a hybrid or electric car. Because in the end, with the airflow creating less turbulence behind, it holds the car back less and the air slides by. So you get better consumption. Aircross here at the bottom, small camera. The little wiper here, very small, very handy, which I really like on cars because it's always better. And the bottom. So let's see on this version here, Max, everything is painted on the U version. It will be more like plastic. And so that's what it looks like here, the plate. Next, we have the parking sensors here, and at the bottom we have the reflectors. Next, opening the electric trunk. So the advantage of the electric one is that it's convenient. And as I mentioned, we have a large trunk, 561 liters. This floor can be set at 2 levels. It's currently at the lowest. Use the small strap to lift and raise it. You can secure it here. There's a hook for groceries on this side, the cigarette lighter, and the seats that fold down 40, 20, 40. This also gives us 2 anchor points. Top tether on the sides and a kind of ski hatch, which is pretty nice. I can't remember what's underneath and below. We still have a compartment with quite a bit of space. You can see the cables. So in addition to having a 2-level floor, we have a large trunk with a huge volume just underneath, and that's pretty nice. All right, let's go see what's happening in the back seat. On this side, the charging, so you'll have 3.4 as standard. 7.2 is an option. You'll have to pay a little more for that. It's a shame there's no fast charging for such a big battery. 21 kilowatt hours gross, so that's about 17.5 net, and a hatch. Which is still pretty big, much more than the mirror over there. And here's a little tip I give to engineers. Always place the hatch on the right, please, since in France we park on the right, which is the roadside. On this side, the back seats. So here, I'm with the interior finish. Clear, so fabric, durable plastic on top, also pretty basic. There, and even the small compartments here, I like them. They're white, clear, bright, and feel good. And a little bit of lacquer right there. Then we have a kind of small step. The most important button is going to be this one, which will allow us to recline the seat. And the seats, here's what they look like, are really very comfortable. And even in terms of design for rear seats, it's pretty nice with its shape, kind of like a little sofa and all, and look at how soft it is. And they reworked all the foam in this car. The hidden ISOFIX mounts are here with the little zipper, the seat belts there, the third seat belt here as well, and above all, a large panoramic glass roof right there. Well, I don't know. I'll put the tripod like this so you can see when I sit down. So, Nicholas, 1.80 meters. When I get in the back, I get in super easily. The opening is gigantic here, and I go to close my door, raise the headrest, and then the front seat. It's adjusted for me, and look at the ultra-generous space I still have right here. That's really nice. By the way, the car has been running with the air conditioning on for no reason this whole time. Maybe I should turn it off. There we go. That was the hybrid. Well, it's serious, so there's a lot of leg room, a lot of headroom. There's a light, and everyone has their own handle. That's pretty nice, this brightness, this glass roof. And I have space everywhere. Thank you, Citroën, because this doesn't exist anymore. All cars are becoming compact with small windows and so on. Here, look, it's big, it's spacious, I can see the sea, it feels good, it's bright, it's beautiful, it's full of light. Thank you, Citroën. It's a pleasure. I've got space for my feet, knees, and shoulders, and I'm comfortable. There's a bit of lateral support too, and the seat and the backrest are comfortable. When I get in, I really sink in and settle in, and I'm pretty comfortable. And especially the handle here. So we have 2 choices. Either I sit upright, which can be good for the back and so on. Sit up straight. Some people manage to do this all the time. I don't know how they do it. And you know when they're like that? Hello, Nicholas. Nice to meet you. I don't know. I'm a bit too slouched. Yeah, I'm more on team leaning back. 27 degrees or 23 degrees of tilt. Oh, I'm more on that team. That's much better. It brings more comfort. You're more relaxed. Yeah, we're good. Do we have an armrest on this side? Of course we have an armrest. It's the same height as on the other side. We're good. Phone holder to put your phone vertically, or a tablet, or like this, preferably like this. If you're watching something, it moves a little bit, but it's pretty cool. And a double cup holder. And then you can fold down this central part by pulling on the little strap, which gives you a ski hatch, or really a place to pass them through. And also, if I want to lower this one here, it's more convenient. A small notch creates an almost flat floor that rises slightly. If we have the floor at the highest level on the side, and we're good, hop, hop, and so we adjust this seat on this side. And these two, when it comes to the recline, I have both rear seats heated. This trim also includes two USB ports. It's here, the cigarette lighter socket and the ventilation here, but I can't adjust the temperature in this spot. That's enough, it does the job very well. The small net's right here in a slightly padded finish with a kind of fake leather imitation, actually. It's great for accessing the back. Families with older kids will have no problem fitting here. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get yelled at in the comments. The trunk. All right, I know. You have to insist every time. There we go. Very spacious, honestly. It's generous, and knowing that there's still the tray underneath that lets me store my cables and so on. So, if you remove this part, you have a gigantic trunk. So, for going on vacation, it will be really great. How long do you think I can keep fitting into all the trunks for you? And so, we're going to check out the front interior this time on the driver's side. The door looks a lot like the back. We also have hard plastics at the top, which is pretty rare. Usually the front has soft touch materials, but let's not forget that it has a pretty reasonable price, especially compared to before. Here, it's the same fabric, the lacquered control here for the head-up display and the mirrors, and also the storage compartment. With these dotted parts inside, it's nicer, whiter, and brighter. You know me. You open the hood by pulling twice, just like BMW. Very nice feature that. The huge footrest right here with the pedals. Metallic, it's nice here. Seat adjustments open the menu on the big screen, offer electric controls, and have memory for 2 positions. Pressing here opens the massage and other settings. The front seat then, with this very beautiful texture, even more refined. But look at the cushioning of this seat, it's incredible. You'll see. Come try it out someday. You'll see. Then, just like in the back, several textures, the little colors, the small accent bar here in orange. The headrests are quite nice and pretty comfortable. It's nice they included the cushioned headrest and large glass roof, unlike many brands. And we're going to get inside while I'm thinking about it. We have some storage right here, so with the cup holder and so on. Plus, there's a storage space there, plus the USB ports, these chargers, plus the connection and the 12-volt socket. All right, and I'm going to restart this car and... Citroën, there, it annoyed me, my love handles. The little animation, the screen on this side. There, right here, the Citroën, it's pretty nice. And here, so a screen. In the center, we have a head-up display that should appear right there any moment now. Oops, it's fine, it just took a bit to start up. There's a head-up display here. Not sure if you can see it, but it's flickering a bit. So, thanks to the screen that's here, according to here, hard plastic, very standard, then there's a small speaker here with some music. It gives us a really specific sound system. The rear view mirror you see here gives us good rear visibility. Too bad we don't have curved corners. They'd be perfect for this car. Now, I'm in hybrid mode. I've already drained my battery in the video here, actually. I'm halfway through my test drive. The steering wheel is almost round. Some small flat spots. Not too much, but it gives it a pretty cool shape. A better position gives your legs more space when you get in. It may not seem like much, but it makes a big difference daily. The new logo here on this side, the driving aids with the assistant or the limiter on this side, and resetting the distance with the vehicle in front. Slower, faster, and okay to read signs here. This is multimedia. Pick up the phone, voice command, and louder, quieter, the volume. Change the station and the list. Right here, that's a camera hidden in there to watch what you're doing and to know if you're falling asleep or not. And so a background screen that looks like this. I'll try to make a video just about the screens for you. And here, for example, you can see the different displays, something more streamlined. Like this, with the fuel reserve that I'm using here, so there are more outlines. You can't see any of that now. I'll try it in sport mode and others, then update you. The remaining range here, the range is on this side. The car is brand new. It has 920 kilometers. The driving aids up there, the speed here, and its switched sides, and the map. So with the display showing the map right here, and we go back to the consumption values here. I'll leave it as a surprise for you during this test. I just reset it because you'll see during this test that in the end, I just finished the battery. From here on, we'll drive entirely in hybrid mode. It's nice and feels good to see the sea. By the way, the weather's nice on this side. A huge vertical screen, I already showed you this one. So the home button here takes me to this. We'll have pages with navigation like this, shortcuts at gentilles, etc. Navigation. You can customize these as well. They're, here, widgets that you can change. The massages, I can have driver and passenger, no chat. I'm going to reactivate it on level 3. On this side, air quality, we're good. We have heated steering wheels, heated seats, and also ventilated seats as shortcuts. That's pretty cool, just doing this and using your shortcuts. The climate control panel stays here to raise or lower the temperature. You can leave it in auto mode or customize it. So with this, it brings up the climate menu. Adjust the temperature here. I'll keep it at 4 since it's already warm. You can also select where the air blows. You select it and it appears on the top screen. For example, it can make items like seats and the steering wheel disappear or reappear. So, as you saw, we have shortcuts on the homepage, air quality, preconditioning, and also if you want to adjust your car. You can set it up to be ready and perfect in the morning when it's charging. We leave here and then we come back to this menu. The global positioning system can be displayed larger if you want. Right here, and it's pretty responsive. We're good. So here we are on the island of Palma with Menorca right next to it. And what's here? And there you go. We're right here, just like that. There you go. Shortcut buttons for climate controls, air recirculation up front, and driver assistance features. Citroën did this very well. We have all the beeps and features, just hold here. And bam! You saw it appear in orange, deactivating all assists when held down. That's pretty cool. To reactivate them, just press here and choose what you want to activate or deactivate. And the shortcut, very, very good idea, Citroën. Thank you. I think it's really well done in the center like this, close to the gear shift, best idea. I used to think Renault Group and Dacia had the best setup, but now Citroën is #1 for me. I get in, start it, click and keep holding. Thank you, goodbye. Turn off the air conditioning rear defogger, and set the air conditioning to minimum or maximum. The volume button is right here. So here, there you go. We roll it like this. It's a little thing, kind of like rubber, and deactivated here. Hazard lights are here too, and these buttons are pretty cool. We also have a wireless charger. By the way, I'm testing the videos for you. The intro was done with the new iPhone 17 Pro. There you go. It's pretty nice. What do you think? It was in gray. There's a green case because my darling told me I needed a green case, so I got the green case. What do you think? Anyway, it's not bad, honestly. It's nice. I should also try out the new CarPlay with this new update. So, wireless charger right here. So, as soon as I put my phone down, boom, it turns on and starts charging. The key looks like this. Well, the key is as usual, and the little Citroën keychain is really nice, made of rubber. I really like it. Ask your dealer for one when you buy the car. I hope they'll give it to you, and if they don't, just insist. Be nice about it, though. I like the handbrake. It's nice. A little texture here, so it's not all glossy black. So here, it starts with glossy black. A little gradient comes in here with more and more chevron patterns. With the little Citroën logos, the drive modes that I'll find here, so we'll have hybrid, sport, or electric mode. As you can see, unlike many cars, there's no eco mode. All of that is just like that, but it'll do the job just fine. Next is the gearbox. With my foot on the brake, I shift to drive, and the car moves forward. All right, we brake, reverse like this. Camera, reverse, the right mirror tilts down, and when I shift to drive, the camera changes and switches to the front camera. We have cameras on the sides, we can turn off the beeps right here, and honestly, it's pretty good. What do you think about it? So we did this part here, the console there, you just press here and it opens. And look, it works really well there. There's a lot of space in this little part here, so it can be unclipped. Most importantly, its rubbery texture prevents parts and other items from slipping. It also helps to avoid noise, that's also there. I don't know if you can see, but it's on, so it's lit and ventilated. Also, if you put small bottles of water in, it will stay cool in this compartment. And that's all there is to it. I showed you the seats on the side, but you missed this sneak peek. Pretty nice right on top. The glasses case is really cool. I always wanted one as a kid. The LEDs require pressing the button, not touch sensitivity. Open or close the curtain and open or close the glass part, so I can just lift the first part like this. I can lift it if I want, and then it opens up fully to the sun, and with this, it blocks the wind noise inside the cabin. I'm closing it again since I honestly wasn't paying attention. But since it's tinted, it didn't hurt my eyes, and you can see the difference. It feels a bit like wearing sunglasses, which is nice. And so it's quite large and panoramic at the back. Next, what's cool is this part here, all in fabric that goes across the whole cabin. It's pretty nice, especially even when you look here with the air vents, for me, which are both up behind the steering wheel. So then we have this screen, an air vent here, another air vent over there, and the airbags are integrated here. A glove box that's pretty big, quite spacious, as usual with Citroën. And the little detail that makes the difference, it's this, as usual. There you go. That's a quick look at the interior. All right, now what interests us is to go test this car and see how it performs on the road. That's the most important part. And in electric and hybrid mode, here we go. Let's go. On board this new C5 Aircross plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, I chose the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle version, since it's electric. I know that it bothers some people, and I think that plug-in hybrid electric vehicle is still a really good alternative nowadays. And in my opinion, it's going to become more like that. That's just my opinion. I don't know what's going to happen next, but anyway, I'm closing the windows. Air conditioning is on, and how many degrees is it today? 29 degrees in Palma de Mallorca. So, start with your foot on the brake, car started, drive. Wireless charging, brand new iPhone, guys, it just came out. Induction charging works perfectly. We'll see how it goes, and at the same time, it'll let us test if it heats up or not. The whole Citroën team is here. So when I press here, it shows the display up there in the cluster, so since the start, I'm at 0 kilometers. The first and second trips are both at 0 kilometers. I'm heading out now, and the goal is to drain the battery as usual, and you know me. I'll give you the specs as well, it's super interesting. This is the first car from the group that we're really testing with this new battery, this new engine, this new gearbox, this new combination. It was planned for release at Peugeot, but it was delayed. And here, oh, there you go. I don't even want to hear about it. And I don't know if you like it when the car talks to you with the global positioning system. Personally, I like it when it's quiet. Whoops, oh, I didn't see that. Whoops, let's hide all that. And over there, so Citroën car. Comfort, speed bump. Oh yes, the first speed bump, there, it's comfortable. There are those small black and yellow ones on the ground. We see them. Yes, it's off to a good start. I think this test will go well. It's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. Citroën lacks real active suspension but excels in comfort. We'll soon see how it handles dynamically. In any case, when it comes to comfort, speed bumps, and so on, we're seeing more and more of them. Even here, going a bit faster, it's really comfortable. I have to admit, that's very pleasant. I appreciate it more over time. Plus, I love this aspect. It's comfortable, it's smooth, it's pleasant. And the fully electric side like this, it's perfect. So, they said that in mixed mode, they announced 96 kilometers of range, up to a total of 113 kilometers. We'll see. You know I aim to drain the battery. We'll take all kinds of roads as usual. Oh, the comfort is insane. I really like it. Honestly, I really like it. I can't wait to try it on other roads where it's rougher and all that. Maybe I'll take it off-road like usual if I find a spot. Honestly, it's very pleasant. So you can drive in fully electric mode up to 135 kilometers per hour in terms of acceleration. To be precise, we have 125 horsepower in electric mode and 195 combined. Honestly, 125 horsepower in electric mode is plenty for daily use. And even if I need to accelerate a bit, it picks up pretty well. Electric vehicles are better because the engine and pistons aren't running. So you can start cold and drive right away. That's an advantage. It avoids having to warm up the engine at the very beginning. So we don't have a real one pedal. Well, one pedal is extremely rare on plug-in hybrids. And even on regular hybrids. I don't know if there really are any. I think I've already tried it. Otherwise, it's often automatic modes that adapt, which is actually pretty good. 50 kilometers per hour. I was eager to try this car, and I'm being honest about it. I'm not disappointed so far. The ride here is comfortable, even with the roots. So here, 50 kilometers per hour, it's smooth. Rolling noises are still well filtered. In these conditions. Perfect, it's still a pretty rough road. It's really not bad. Come on, let's get going again. Then we'll really go into the city, see what it's like there, in the traffic jams and so on. Here are the goals to get a mix, really, with all types of speeds. So what I'm going to do is start by setting myself at 80. So what I'm going to say is, first, to drive assist, I'm going to set myself here. So speed, how much am I at? We're really going to do all the speeds. We'll start at 80. Drive assist. That means, basically, I have all my driving aids, with lane centering and adaptive cruise control. Here, I have a very well-equipped version with this optional interior, ventilated seats, and so on. 80 kilometers per hour, that's nice. We have single-pane windows. I could barely hear the cars passing by on the side. It's actually pretty well soundproofed. I have a bit of road noise. This type of asphalt is very abrasive. When I hold it down, it increases by 5, then by kilometers. When I press it again below, we reach 90. There's a little bit of wind noise. Very slight. It really stays light. The cars passing by on the side, actually from some colleagues. Oh no, it's a C4. Oh, it's the new C4. It even had its lights on a little bit. Okay, let's go at 110, since that's what we're used to at home. Same, it accelerates at high speed. Pretty nice. Still no engine noise or anything, since we're in electric mode. It's pretty well insulated from what's happening outside. Pretty well sealed. I still have my driving aids. Regular viewers know I like to test that. It really lets me see the differences between brands regarding the aids, how they work, and more. It tells me to exit here, but I'm not going to exit right now. I'll keep going a bit more on the highway. In the turns, it's comfortable. You can feel the steering, and you can tell the car's really leaning in. If I do this, you can feel it's very soft because it lacks adaptive suspension. But when you have this kind of car, it's often because you're not a dad or a mom in a hurry, so it leans just a little. When I'm in a turn like this, you can still feel that there's some body roll. Fortunately, they've put much more prominent padding here, which gives us better support. Now we're accelerating again. Hold on, it's picking up speed. But right now, there's no one here. We're going to do a quick 0 to 60. At least I'm sure there's absolutely no one here. Stop. Come on, let's go electric. 18, 23, 37. So, on the other hand, you can feel the gearbox working. You can tell it's an engine that's connected to the gearbox. You can feel the gear shift when accelerating hard. Now we're hitting 100. 110. 120. And 130. So here we go. We'll set it to 130 highway speed. So in electric mode, as you can imagine, you can barely hear anything. It's quite pleasant. We have wolves. Very faint little sound of the wind. Tiny little whistles near the roof. And over there, some whistles. Afterwards, it's still pleasant. Let's not forget that here, I'm in 100% electric mode. And so you can go up to 135 kilometers per hour in full electric mode. What you need to know, however, is that when you're driving in full electric mode, it's going to consume a lot more. Well, in the end, I decided to add some highway driving and set the speed to 110. That way, it's a bit like our local roads back home, our national roads. I'm running 10 kilometers at 110, then another 10 at 90 in the opposite direction. Then there will be mixed roads, including some mountain and local island roads. There's a small roundabout here. It'd be nice if no one was there. Do you know the famous roundabout test? So you can feel that it grips quite a bit. It's a tight little roundabout here. You can feel there's a bit of weight, though. The front understeers pretty quickly as soon as you pick up a bit of speed, but it's still quite reassuring because it happens really gradually. There we go, and we're off again. But you can tell it's very gentle, and that the main concern of this car is to take care of your comfort. And it has to be comfortable. Don't move. Oh, wow, look, a very, very rough road here. Oh, wow. I don't know if I could go up here, but it's very... Oh, wow, it's rocky and everything. Oh, but it's so comfortable. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to turn around to the top. I don't think so. Oh, well, no. Actually, maybe there's a way to turn around. I think it's some kind of factory or something like that. I'm going to make it. At the same time, we're testing the maneuverability. There we go. Big guy, they're done. So it's still pretty big. It's convenient here. The gearbox, I find this kind of placement very, very practical. It allows you to be quick. All right, let's try not to fall into the hole. Front camera, rear camera, 360 camera tray, and good quality. That's nice. There we go. It lets me maneuver easily here at least. I even tested it. So honestly, it's bouncing all over the place. You'd see there are holes, and here I'm purposely going through the big holes. Super comfortable, really, really comfortable, honestly. I don't think there are many cars as pleasant as this. All right, and here we go again. Still fully electric for now. So the B mode allows me to have regenerative braking that brakes quite hard. It's pretty interesting. You don't have the same braking pressure all the way through. There's a moment when it slows down gradually, more and more. And you feel like the braking is measured like it's not a very steep curve. Linear. It's a little bit like this. There you go, and it keeps insisting. So now we're arriving in the city. So, a place where plug-in hybrids like to be. Exactly, that's where it doesn't use too much and all that. There are quite a lot of people today. The braking system is smooth. We're moving again. Same with the accelerator mapping, it's been adjusted to make it pleasant, even when starting off. At the end of the turn signal, boom, the truck. Thank you, sir. I'm almost at 50%. I'll keep you in suspense a little longer about how many kilometers we've done in full electric mode. There are 70 little roads, you know. Same thing, when we have well-marked lines, it's really nice to be able to drive. Drive calmly using the assistance systems. There's still a sharp turn ahead. The car stays well-centered in the lane. It handles well, and it doesn't jerk. You can see that there's been a huge improvement compared to previous cars. It's still much better. And it will keep getting better over time. Soon cars will be able to overtake on their own, and so on. There you have it, 50%. 38 kilometers covered with 50% battery, so under these conditions. So, if you do the math, how much would that be? 38 plus 38 to reach 0%. We'll keep going. There shouldn't be any more highway now. And I'll make sure not to go over 90 kilometers per hour anymore, which will give us a more focused consumption. City, because it's in the city with ideal conditions and temperature, that's how they reach 113 kilometers. So we'll see what we get in mixed conditions, but here we should already be consuming a lot less. How much are you betting on? I'm counting on you to put it in the comments right now. Say it at this point in the video and I'll reply to your comment afterwards. Because the more comments you leave, the more it helps me with the videos. This winding road has a speed limit of 70, but in Germany or Austria, it would be 100 kilometers per hour. It makes you want to drive faster because it's so clean and smooth, but we'll respect the speed limits as usual. Come on, you can drive a bit faster up ahead on this road. What is it like at higher speeds? At high speed, well, same thing. You can feel the suspension there at the beginning of the travel is still very, very soft. I can do this, not much happens. So you'll have to push a little harder if you want dynamic handling from the suspension. I haven't tried sport mode yet since it would start the engine. We'll see how it works in hybrid when we use sport mode. After all, this isn't a car that's meant to be sporty or to drive fast. For example, with some pace. Yeah, it leans a bit on the front wheels. There you go. It goes for it and says, all right, I'll go ahead calmly. It really doesn't encourage you to drive fast. It rather says, Nico, let me drive calmly. Take your time, get a massage with a little cat paws. There you go, I'm going a bit fast. Let's try to go even faster. Yeah, it still holds up. Fortunately, there are these curbs here because you can really feel the car leaning on them. And on the other hand, these seats really hold me in like a sports car, and that's a big, big plus. Bravo to Citroën for including this. You still get comfort, and the seat bolster stays comfortable even when you lean on it. Can't wait to test it in sport mode to see how it goes, with a slightly firmer steering and more responsiveness from the pedal. Well, I just reached 76 kilometers traveled. So you know that if 50% was 38, 38 times 2 makes 76. And I still have 11% battery left. And the car says there's 5 kilometers of range left. Let's see how much more we can do. It's been 2 kilometers since it showed 0, but I'm still driving electric thanks to braking factors. It was sloping down a bit here since I think we climbed quite high on the island. And now I have 1% battery left. I'm trying again. You never know. Here we go. Hybrid electric mode unavailable, low battery level. So we're at 0% with 0 kilometers of range. I drove exactly 85 kilometers. So there you go. To be honest with you, let's head to the dashboard. It's 86, let's say, with 0 liters per 100, which is really not bad. I did 110 in part of 130 at the start on all types of roads. So on a daily mix, that's the equivalent. And originally Citroën, for those who remember, when we did the presentation, had announced 86 kilometers. Meanwhile, they recertified the car. Or they did the final certification, and they said 96. So here, I have the air conditioning on. It was almost 30 degrees today. Everything's running, so there you go. And now, for example, I'm back in hybrid mode, so what I'm going to do is as soon as I can. Well, I could have stopped there, but there's someone behind me. No, I'm going to reset the counters and see now what the consumption is like in hybrid mode, because that's going to be pretty important too. Although I'm a bit high now, I'm almost at the seaside, which will put us at sea level, and we'll reach our final destination today at nearly 0 level too. So that way it will balance out with the ups and downs. Here we go. This time in hybrid mode, the engine is started. I'm resetting it right here, and I'm off again for about 50 kilometers. Drive, and we're off. So right now, we're on a parking lot full of gravel and other stuff. I'm going to try driving here. Let's see how it goes. Still very comfortable. Here, it's a little rougher. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Citroën's comfort is truly excellent. Nothing more to add. And if I come here like this, yeah, it's pretty nice. I was going to say I'd make a shot, but since the Auto Plus colleagues are here, I won't. I think I can go there. It's steep, so it'll really test it. So now I hear the engine starting. I'm purposely going over the rocks and everything. Honestly, it's pretty good. All right, I'm going to stop here, of course. Ah, that's it. It's cut again. It's back in hybrid mode, so the engine runs once it drives a bit and stops to optimize fuel when we stop. And it goes up everywhere. Having 20 centimeters of ground clearance helps a little. So now the engine is running. You can hear it a little bit. It always works harder when the battery is completely dead. Even at low speeds, recharge the battery and switch to hybrid mode as quickly as possible. For example, I've switched back to electric, even though we're still going uphill. It cycles through phases, saying, wait, I send. We use some electric, then quickly switch back to electric. For example, I'm not using any energy here, which is good. I'm looking forward to seeing the final consumption. On these 50 or so kilometers, I might try to do a little bit more to please you. Driving feels smooth, including the startup transition. Well, it's almost imperceptible. So you might feel it or hear it a little bit, but clearly it's very soft. Oh, that's a nice downhill here. When I brake, the battery recharges. Now the engine shuts off again. Basically, it's like a standard full hybrid, except it has a huge battery pack. For example, its advantage is apparent before it's fully charged. Braking, especially in the mountains, is much more practical since you can brake throughout the entire descent. The main advantage is that when braking, this car uses the electric motor to slow down before wearing out the brake pads. The Doden was massive. Before, I would have broken a sports car's front blades here, but now I'm driving over it on purpose. I love driving this car over bumps. You hardly feel them. It's incredibly smooth, like a quality Mercedes. So right now, I'm happy in electric mode. What you need to know is that this electric motor is connected to the gearbox. So even when you're in electric mode, you can still feel the gears shifting depending on how you drive. As soon as you accelerate a bit harder, you'll feel it a little more. When you're driving really gently, like now for a daily commute in the city, just taking it easy, it will be almost unnoticeable. Sometimes you'll just hear a little bit of the gears. You really have to pay attention to notice it's changing gears or anything. I'm happy with the electric now and can't wait to see its consumption. What do you think, since there won't be any highway driving? And just tiny stretches here, because the island of Palma really isn't very big. I can't wait to see the consumption. It'll be for daily use. If you're interested, comment below. Nico, we want a long-term test. Range highway, and I'll try to do that for you again if I see that several of you want it. But you can feel that the responsiveness is different when the engine is running. We still get instant torque from the electric motor, enabling quick acceleration bursts. Now I'll try again. I press harder, so when driving normally like this, I accelerate more. It shifts down a gear and then lets you accelerate a little harder. Pedal to the metal, honestly, it's pretty good. Let's not forget that we're almost at 2 tons with this toy. Yeah, it's fine. So you can tell that the combustion engine isn't the biggest out there. I'm making noise when I downshift. All right, first gear. It shifts gears automatically, which is pretty nice. Honestly, 195 horsepower, that gets you moving. So the car is so comfortable that it smooths out all the sensations. Even earlier, I found myself going a bit over the speed limit without meaning to, just because this car is so comfortable. So it's kind of funny because the engine still makes a bit of noise. When you really push it and have your foot to the floor. And what I'm going to try is a kick down. So I'm going to shift the gears, hop, hop, hop. At most, you just put it back in drive like this. So here, I'm at 60, foot down. The electric takes 1, 2, it dropped 2 gears for me, and then it accelerates again. There is still a slight delay expected. The gearbox shifts slowly and won't skip gears. We're about to do a 0 to 100. Ready? All right, 1, 2, 3, let's go. It takes a while to get going. 50, 60, 80, 90, and 100. So at the beginning, it's very, very gentle. It's going to start without jolting you, which is actually pretty good. This is not a sports car. Power-wise, it's enough. You saw we hit 100 easily, and there's acceleration when needed. What you need to do is not hesitate to use the paddle shifters if you want a little more power, or switch here to sport mode. And in sport mode, this time, electric mode unavailable. I don't want to go electric, I want to stay in sport mode. There, sport mode, okay. Gives a bit more punch, and you get more feedback from the pedal. On the other hand, oh, the rear really sags. Under heavy braking, the front too. Okay, so you can feel that we really, really have a comfort-oriented suspension. Let's try not to drive like a donkey too much with this car. And I think the hybrid mode will do the job perfectly. And we're going to stop driving like an idiot because otherwise the fuel consumption will skyrocket. And that's not the goal. What I'm going to do is reset it to 0. We've gone just 5 kilometers and hit 20 liters per 100. No one would do what I did, so I'm resetting it. All right, we're back on track on that side. I'll add a few more kilometers at the end. I'm now in a small village in Palma. So it's really super narrow, but it's very, very cute with all these little colorful houses with yellow and green shutters. Very pretty. Here, it's a really narrow road with just a little space on each side of the wheels. Well, that's fine too. I'm at 86 kilometers per hour and the engine's running. Honestly, to be completely transparent, it's only in the city, at very low speed, when there's no music or anything, that you can hear the engine a little bit. There, you can hear a little something spinning up front, but it's masked by the rolling noise. At a steady 90 kilometers per hour, the engine is quite pleasant, and at 70, it's even quieter. It just switched back to hybrid, but honestly, the difference is hardly noticeable. I enjoy the C5 for relaxed drives, with the little massages that feel good, and you put on some music. And honestly, it's pretty nice. Come on, I'll do 90, 130, pedal to the metal. 100, 110, 120, 130, pushing even more than enough. So, cruise control at 130 here on the highway. So the engine, when you put your foot down, yes, you can hear it. Once it has shifted gears and gone back into drive, it's super quiet. And then you're back on the highway, you're loving it. So now I'm supposed to take this exit. I'll do another 10 kilometer at 130 kilometer H. My average for the last 33 kilometers is 5.4 liters so far. And we'll see how it goes. So with basically about 10 kilometers at 130, and then I go back the other way, I'll set it to 110, and then I come back this way. So I do at least 50 kilometers, just to give you some fairly reliable consumption figures. All right, well, here I am at the place where I was supposed to return this car. There's a red one over there. Too bad we didn't get one. It's beautiful. We have a dull gray one. There weren't two red ones, unfortunately. There you go. Final point, 63 kilometers in hybrid, 5.6 liters. Look, I'm making a little video of the dashboard for you, like this. So with the times 2, that's how it'll be. There you go, times 2 like that. So here, you see the consumption is 5.6 liters over 63 kilometers, the total consumption. Since the start, I drove 31 kilometers on electric and 158 kilometers, averaging 2.9 liters, an average of 55 kilometers per hour. So when we recharge, we could see that we get a full charge of about 86 kilometers. With a real mix, we'll do a little bit more. If you don't drive much on highways, I think 100 kilometers in the city or on smaller roads at 70 or 80 is achievable. It shouldn't be too difficult, in my opinion. Afterwards, the car is very, very pleasant. The suspension comfort is pretty incredible, so you really have to like comfort. It's not dynamic at all. It's not a car made to go fast and so on. In the mountains, I would tend to say that it might be a little too soft. But on the other hand, for everyday use, for everything else, rough roads, if you live in the countryside and you have this car, you'll see it's really comfortable, especially with a seat that absorbs shocks well, even with the 20-inch rims that would normally make it a bit firmer. Here, it was great. The screen is beautiful and top-notch, and the head-up display is nice. The armrest is really well padded, though this part is a bit firm, but still fine. I'm very comfortable in these seats. The music is decent. The ventilation might be a little noisy. I would have liked just a little bit more from the engineers for the next update in the future. Rather than going into the menu to adjust the volume up or down, having a shortcut right here for more or less would be perfect. The air conditioning, wireless charger, gear shift, and hazard lights are all thoughtfully arranged. Well done, Citroën. For people who like comfort, I admit that, honestly, there's not much to say. The fuel consumption remains reasonable. Remember, this is a large SUV weighing nearly 2 tons with passengers. 5.6 liters, that's the average for a plug-in hybrid car when you don't have any battery left. Well, I think that's pretty good. Since it's high up, it catches more wind, but overall, it's still pretty good. And maybe it should be tested on a longer drive. But just so you know, I think for my next vacation, I'll call Citroën to ask them for a version of a C5, because it's really very nice, and it's comfortable, spacious, and there's a big trunk. In short, I think it's a good car to go on vacation with. I think the bike even fits in here too. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.